Hello and good day to all. Welcome to lesson 403 in our series 400 series dealing with scales or thoughts. Today we are going to do Thaat Bhairavi, and in the Western system it is called the Phrygian mode. You should be aware of those names because sometimes you would meet those names if you are doing music long enough. The names of the modes come up off and on. Now I would go straight to my graphic which I've used in the last lesson. So let's do that first and then we'll come back to the harmonium. So we had Thaat Bhairavi. We refer back to Thaat Bhairavi again. As I said in my prior lessons, everything that we do is based on Thaat Bhairavi or the major scale. So we refer back to that, and we have again sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, sa pa sa remains the same. They are should or pure, and they never change. The intervals remain the same: 1, 1 and a half, 1, 1, 1 and a half. Now, in our prior lesson, we removed this first note here, and we added that note back at the end, and we said that was the interval spacing Thaat Kafi. So Thaat Kafi is this. Now if we took it one step further and we did this, we removed this one again and we added the one again. This now gives us a different scale interval. It goes half 1 1 1, half 1 1. Okay, so this is what we have. We had Thaat Bhairavi, which is what we started with. We took the first two notes or the first two intervals at the front and we placed them at the back instead, and that gave us a new interval spacing. So now look at what happens to the notes. Just as we did in Thaat Kafi, we have sa remains the same. From sa to re is supposed should re, that is, we have one full note. Here we have half note, which means re is now komal or flattened. From sa to ga we have two full notes. In this case, sa to ga we have 1 and a half. Again, it's half note less, so it means that ga is flattened or komal. From sa to ma we have 2 and a half notes. Sa to ma we have 2 and a half, so ma remains the same. Sa to pa we have 3 and a half, same here, 3 and a half. Sa to dha we have 4 and a half for the pure or should dha. Here we have 4, so it's a half note less, and it means dha is flattened or komal. Same with ni. We have 5 and a half. Here we have a total of 5. So ni is komal or flattened. And if we count from sa to sa, we would see that we have 6 full notes, which means that sa is not changed, which is what we expect. So this is Rag Bhairavi, and let's take a look at that on the harmonium now. So after viewing that video or that graphic, you would have seen that the Thaat Bhairavi has an interval formula of a half, 1, 1, 1, a half, 1, 1. And it means that we have removed the first and second intervals. So if I took I'm going to go back to my the C scale now. We know the C scale. If I began, instead of beginning on C, I'm using the same notes of C, but I'm not beginning on C. I am now beginning on E. Look at what happens. Half, 1, 1, 1, a half, 1, 1. And that conforms exactly to our scale interval formula for the Thaat Bhairavi. So that this is how it would sound if I began on the note E. And you would notice I'm using the scale of C, but I'm beginning on a note E. So it means that I am beginning on the scale that is 2 full notes below. So let's see how that works now. If I wanted the Thaat Bhairavi beginning on the note C, what would I do? I would have to go 1, 2 full notes below to the scale of A flat. The scale of A flat is so I'm going to use the same notes in that scale, but I'm beginning instead on the note C. So this is what it would sound like. If I began on D, if I wanted to begin on the note D, this is what Bhairavi will sound like. First of all, I go back 2 full notes, so I go 1, 2. So I'm going to use the scale of B flat, the same notes in the scale of B flat, but I'm beginning on the note D. So it would, instead of the notes, I would now go and that would be the Thaat Bhairavi. Now, the 400 series of videos, as I said earlier on in lesson 401 and in the introduction, these are not lessons, the Thats are not to be sung. They are really for the harmonium players. Well, in fact, they are for all the musicians as well as vocal, those doing vocal. But it's to give you an appreciation for how the notes sound with that different interval formula. Later on, when I introduce the rags to you, you would get a better feel for it, especially those people who are doing vocals. So that ends our lesson on Thaat Bhairavi. Thank you for viewing, and I will see you in lesson 404.